Hey, what's going on, all you fantastic and amazing people and fellow Fallout fans? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about Fallout 76, and more specifically, I want to talk about patch 10.5 and kind of go over it with you guys and talk about some stuff I really like with this patch. Now, patch 10.5 does introduce some fixes to Nuclear Winter, which is amazing to see, including that this game mode has only been out for about 2 weeks now. I was expecting us to see maybe some updates next month to this, but them making changes so soon is really awesome in my opinion for this new game mode. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Fallout 76 patch 10.5 notes for June 25th, 2019. It says patch 10.5 arrives today and includes a host of bug fixes for all game modes, as well as a few design adjustments for Nuclear Winter. Additionally, with this patch, Nuclear Winter has been leveled up from pre-beta to beta. Read on to catch the full patch notes for today's update. Patch version. Download size for this update will be under 3GB for console and 1GB for PC, and if you guys want to read that other stuff for yourself, you can go ahead and do so. Now, let's look at some Nuclear Winter design changes. It first talks about items and loot. Under Armor. Players can now favorite one Under Armor in the Atomic Shop for use in Nuclear Winter, in addition to one headwear item and one outfit. Automatic combat rifles can now be found in small supply crates rather than pre-existing containers in the world. Submachine guns can now be found in medium supply crates rather than small supply crates. Supply crates. Adjusted supply crate density in a few areas where more crates were spawning than intended. And just looking at those, I have to say some pretty cool changes so far. At least the Under Armor one is, and them adjusting the supply crate spawn ratio is really nice. It's really nice to see that they seen like, okay, there's way too many crates in this one area, and they're, kind of adjusting the density, which is cool. Going on to perks, it talks about Deadman Sprinting. This perk was not applying its effects correctly and has been redesigned. Deadman Sprinting now causes action points to drain 25% slower while under 30% HP, which is cool. Overseer Progression. Terminal entries have been added to Zaxxas terminals that can be unlocked by reaching Overseer rank 100. User interface tutorials. A more info button has been added to Nuclear Winter perk card menu, which can be used to reopen the perk card tutorial, which is cool in my opinion. I'm glad to see that they're adding tutorials. I know a lot of people just wanted more tutorials in Nuclear Winter or for Nuclear Winter, and it's really nice to see that Bethesda has done that for those players, because Nuclear Winter is not something all those 76 players are used to. I'm used to playing FPS, I'm used to playing Battle Royale, but it's really nice to see, them put tutorials for the people who may not be so used to these type of game modes. Going on, it also talks about adventure and survival bug fixes. It talks about art and graphics. It talks about how power armor sections of the power armor chassis are no longer visible through the black powder armor paint, and the paint's headlamp eye color has been adjusted. Power armor pieces of rebar no longer obstruct the player's view when wielding a heavy weapon in first-person perspective while wearing power armor with the Inferno Mark 1, 2, or 3 paint. For those of you who do not know, the Inferno paint is the one that you unlock while playing Nuclear Winter. It talks about shadows, address an issue that could cause character shadow to appear blocky. Weapons, the first responder pump action shotgun will now apply to silencer mods. Camp, crafting, and workshop. Exploit, addressed an exploit that could allow items and player vending machines to be duplicated. Always nice to see an exploit patched. Signs, fix an issue preventing the red rocket mega sign from taking damage from subsequent player attacks after the first. Perks, Gun Fu, VATS no longer automatically closes after killing an enemy while the Gun Fu perk card is equipped. Really nice to see Gun Fu fixed. I know a lot of players, use Gun Fu, and I know a lot of players were mad that Gun Fu was broken, and it's nice to see it get addressed. Moving on, it says performance and stability. Performance, improved camp load times when connecting to a world and after fast traveling, which is cool. We all hate to, spawn in and our camp takes like a minute or 2 minutes to spawn in. So it's nice to see that the load time for that has been, kind of addressed, if you will. I don't think it's going to be instant. I still think there'll be some load time, but we'll have to, wait and see. Stability on PC, attempting to fast travel from one active event to another no longer sometimes causes the game client to crash. Good fix. Stability adjusts a rare crash that could occur when fast traveling or loading into the world. Nice fix. Stability, fix a rare crash that occur when clicking on a wanted teammate's map marker. Nice fix. Quest and events, Operation Tidy. Players can once again speak to Scout Leader Pompey to start the Operation Tidy daily quest, which is nice. I'm glad to see that operation has been fixed. User interface, character creation, being removed from a world due to inactivity while creating a new character no longer causes portions of the UI to disappear upon joining a new world. Now, those were the few adventure and survival bug fixes. Obviously, there was no more than that, at least in this article, but I'm pretty sure there was somewhere in there. Maybe they just didn't want to tell us everything that they fixed. Going on to nuclear winter bug fixes. Some cool bug fixes. Exploit, adjust an exploit that could be used to disable grasses and shrubs during nuclear winter matches. Really cool. I noticed some people were complaining about it. Graphics, grasses beyond the sear line no longer appear to fade out when a player spawns nearby. Graphics, fixed a graphical corruption that could appear on the storm wall during constrictions. Lighting, Vault 51's interior is now a bit brighter, which should also make it easier to see who is practicing their boxing skills on you before the match begins. Camps, blueprints, players can now place blueprints in Nuclear Winter that normally require a home defense or science perk in other game modes. However, all objects a blueprint contains that require those perks, such as turrets or traps, will be removed on placement during the Nuclear Winter match, which is cool with me. Blueprints, perk requirements such as home defense or science no longer appear when attempting to place a blueprint in Nuclear Winter. Build mode, water, food, and resources tabs no longer appear in the build menu during Nuclear Winter matches. Combat, Nuclear Winter complete matches, challenges descriptions have been updated to stay in matches until the end to help clarify the objective, which is nice. Daily, Nuclear Winter challenges can no longer be completed more than once per day, and daily challenges have been re-enabled, which is extremely awesome. I know a lot of people were, kind of sad about the challenges because the challenges help you earn perk cards and stuff like that. So I'm really glad to see that the daily challenges have been re-enabled, which is really cool, and I'm glad to see that they can no longer be completed more than once per day, which is why they took them out in the first place, I believe. Creatures, Mirelurks no longer get stuck in trees after spawning at New River Gorge Resort. Hazards, rad barrels now more constantly apply rads to nearby candidates. Don't know how I feel about that. The rad barrels suck in general, and it really sucks to see them, get a update, if you will. I'd rather they have just left the rad barrels the way they were, but I understand why they're doing it. Perks. Frog Legs. The Frog Leg perk card description has been updated to jump significantly higher to better match its effect description in the Pip-Boy. I don't know about this. Frog Legs needs a nerf or something like that. AP needs to go down. Frog Legs is far too overpowered, and yeah. Ground Powder, now correctly increase automatic rifle reload speeds. Wrecking Ball, now increase damage dealt to camp and workshop objects by 120%. And it goes on to talk about items. Headwear, the Stalker Banana, Stalker Goggles, Wasteland Trapper Mask, and Wasteland Trapper Hat can now be correctly marked as favorite in the Atomic Shop for use in Nuclear Winter, in addition to outfits like the Eldritch Battle Coat. Holotapes, Vault 51 holotapes can no longer be placed in containers. Item spawns, removed a location where it is possible for the Bowie knife to spawn, as this weapon is not intended to be available in Nuclear Winter. Magazines, flipped over a few magazines that previously appear face down. Magazines, the duration of AP reduction effect applied to Scout's Life number 8 has been increased from 30 minutes to 1 hour, which is consistent with other Nuclear Winter magazine effects. Power Armor, Looking away from a down teammate while attempting to revive them no longer causes the reviving player to exit their power armor, which is really nice. I have teammates that like to run around in power armor, and often when they try to revive somebody else or myself, they'll, jump out of their power armor and a teammate will die because they jumped out of their power armor, or it'll just be a nuisance because they jumped out of their power armor and now they have to get back in. Yeah, power armor. Holding to revive a teammate while wearing power armor no longer causes controls to become unresponsive, which is really cool. I noticed a few glitches where people would, just kind of stand there or bug out or couldn't move or something like that because they did revive a teammate while wearing power armor. So I'm glad to see that issue has been addressed as well. Really nice to see they're already fixing Nuclear Winter in this way. Performance and stability disconnects implemented an improvement to reduce cases where players may be disconnected from a server immediately after finding a Nuclear Winter match. Disconnects repeatedly adding and removing players from the team no longer causes those players to become disconnected. Performance. Objects placed with camp no longer cause hitching when they are destroyed by the storm. Stability. Fixed a crash that could occur when returning to main menu from Nuclear Winter Spectator mode. Stability. Addressing an issue that could cause a server to crash at the end of a Nuclear Winter match. Stability. Fix a pair of crashes that could occur while in Nuclear Winter Spectator mode, which is really nice. All this disconnect, performance, and stability fixes are welcomed. In my opinion, this was all stuff that was affecting the game mode very much, and I'm glad to see that they fixed it. Now, going on to user interface stuff, we're not going to read all this as it's too much, but something I want to highlight is the 2 exploit things, which I found interesting. It talks about how it addressed an exploit that could allow a player to obtain a weapon inside of Vault 51. It also talked about addressing an exploit that could allow a player to remain inside Vault 51 rather than loading into the match with the other candidates. Really nice to see that they're addressing exploits. I didn't even know these existed, to be honest. Now, if you guys want to read the rest of the user interface stuff, you could go ahead and read that down in the description below. There is a link. There's really nothing else in the user interface stuff that is really worth mentioning or worthwhile. Of course, they are fixes for the game mode, and they fix a few things here and there, but nothing too insane and or too crazy. There is one down below just a little bit if you guys want to take a look with me, and it is a stats one where it talks about when the final enemy on a team is killed, all of their teammates are in a down state. The kill credits for down teammates will be awarded to the player who originally downed them as that player is still alive, as long as that player is still alive. And I have to say that is a actual good, amazing fix. I cannot tell you how many times I've downed, maybe 3 people, and I've got 1 weak, and then my teammate kills a guy and gets 4 kills. It's really nice to see that the person who downed somebody and, is going to get their kills that they so deserve. Really no other fixes in there that I want to talk about. Like I said, there are a couple, and if you want to read them for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. I really don't want to go through all of these because this is already a 13-minute video or something like that. Everything else just has to do with HUD fixes, match results, notifications, and stuff like that. Those are really the only kind of ones that I wanted to talk about there. But like I said, if you want to read it for yourself, links down in the description below. We covered everything major, so we should be okay here. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Anyways, I love each and every single one of you. I hope to see you guys right back here in the next one. But until then, remember, stay freaky, and bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.